Hello everyone, this is Matt with Storm Central. It's 4:21 Central Daylight Time. Today is August 25th, 2011. Just wanted to bring everyone up to date on Hurricane Irene. Now, I've had some people post on my wall and message me saying, where's this thing going? It looks like it's going to Florida. Well, actually, it's not going to Florida. And we'll take a look at the visible satellite right now, or visible satellite in a minute, showing that we are seeing rain bands going into Florida here. Actually, a few warnings have popped up for severe weather. This thing will not continue when going into the Jacksonville-Daytona area. It will not do that, as we do have that trough in place up to the north, and that thing is going to come in and swing this thing north and then up to the northeastward, bring it into North Carolina. Here's the next view on it. As you can see, we did have an eye. It's going through an eye cycling process again. We should have another vivid eye coming up in a minute, as this is the latest satellite imagery coming in. See if we can bring this a little closer so you can see it, just to make sure you know where this thing is going, because it's not going to be affecting me. It's going to be affecting a lot of you who are watching. Alright, so right now we're looking at over the Bahama Islands right now, just north of the main Bahama Islands. This thing is going to keep continuing the north-northwest fashion until we get that trough pull it north in a couple hours. Alright, we're going to zoom back out now as we can get this show back on the road here. We do have hurricane warnings now in effect for the North Carolina regions, the tip of South Carolina, and also the tip of Virginia here. We do also have tropical storm warnings in effect for South Carolina. Hurricane warnings are also in effect for the islands of Bahamas, and we do have hurricane watches out for the Delmar Peninsula, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, all these areas. And in yellow, we do have a tropical storm watch for these areas here. As you can see, this could be a main storm for a lot of these areas in northeast. Have never seen this magnitude. That's why we want everyone to take this super seriously. Now, what I want you to show right now is this is going to be a storm surge predictor. I think it will be a little higher than this. But right here is what we're looking at here as we go into portions of, no, I don't want to get Google Math there. This would be North Carolina. Now, anywhere between 7 and 9 feet of storm surge could come into these areas shown in North Carolina and South Carolina. That means anyone in the islands should have evacuated already. I believe mandatory evacuations have came in effect for portions of North Carolina islands here. South Carolina, don't forget now that you guys aren't out of this too, as we will see the banding, we see the tropical storm and hurricane force winds as said by the National Hurricane Center with the warnings and watches. Now let's look at the latest here. We're looking at 5 p.m. advisory Eastern Daylight Time. We are seeing its location 27.0 north, 77.3 west, max sustained winds at 115 miles per hour. This is moving north-northwest at 14 miles per hour, and minimum pressure is 950. It's gone up just a bit, just by the recycling stage going on here. Now, what does it mean for hurricane watches and warnings here? Now, we're looking at a hurricane warning. That means announcement that hurricane conditions sustained 74 or higher are expected somewhere within a specified area, in this case being the tip of South Carolina and North Carolina. Because hurricane preparedness, that means this warning is issued 36 hours in advance. That means in 36 hours you will be seeing hurricane-like conditions. Hurricane watch announcement within 48 hours in advance of tropical storm for at least tropical storm force winds. Tropical storm warning announcement that tropical conditions sustained 39 to 73 are expected somewhere within 36 hours, and tropical storm watch, meaning 39 to 73 are possible within 48 hours. Now looking at the category wind speed here, this is majorly important. Now this is what tells it all. We're looking at a Cat 1, 74 to 95, very dangerous winds will produce some damage. 96 miles an hour to 110, extremely dangerous winds will cause extensive damage. That is what we may be looking at in the northeastern portions of the area. Now, 111 to 130, devastating damage will occur. That means portions North Carolina and tip South Carolina, that is will be sustained at. This ain't even talking gust, which we could see Cat 4 gusts in these areas. 131 to 155 catastrophic damage will occur, and this is over 155. That would be devastating, Hurricane Andrew-like. Now, what we're looking at, Ocean City, Maryland. I don't know why I wrote that. Excuse me, I'm trying to remember, but ignore that for now, as we'll probably get back to that. Now, this is what I'm talking for storm surge, okay? So we're going to play this very closely. We're going to zoom in a bit, and this would be an example of storm surge. And this is what could be super devastating to your house regions. As we'll zoom this up as close as we can. Alright, and here we go. Alright, I'm going to go through this right away now. Note the tide coming in. This is the beginning of it. You have the levee there. That will be stopping the majority of it. Now see, as you can see, it's hitting the levee right now. Not splashing over or nothing. You got the next biggest wave coming in. You see, starting to see some splashing. As you can see by the picture, beach level. Boom, there it is. Now you see a much bigger wave coming in. It starts to top over. We're looking at topping over. This is just before it's coming in now. Now we're seeing major top over. It's starting to spill over. Got a couple inches on the ground, starting to head towards the house. Much bigger wave coming in. Over the levee. Levee breaches potentially. It's over the levee. You have all this in your house. This process continues until this hurricane is totally gone. That will be your house right there. That is why it's so majorly important. If you are located near beachside areas, you need to evacuate now. Cat 3, this is devastating. That means storm surge way above, and if you only have these little levees like this is not going to hold back nothing. Palm trees are down. There goes your house with the next biggest wave. And this could only happen with 10 feet of storm surge easily. This is nothing to take storm surge seriously. With you have these waves like this is nothing to be taken seriously. And as you can see, we're going into the last few frames. And where are you going to be during this? No cops, no policeman, fire department is going to come save you, as they're going to be in their own evacuations likely, or taking in their firehouse for shelter, because they're not going to be able to save you in this. Look, you're dead. You're goner right there. There's just no way you could survive through that. And if you get into those waters, you will be likely swept out to shore, and there's tons of debris in the water, so this is devastating. So that's the example of storm surge I want to give you guys. Now don't take this, this is serious here. This is no joke. This is what could happen. Now we're going to play this real fast, coming into this real quick. I just want to show you how fast this can occur. So going in, as you can see, see if we can get any faster. Water's breaking there. Show this level again. It's coming in. This is really fast happening here. Just getting spillage coming in. Much bigger wave. It's over. Into the house. Bigger wave once again. Another bigger wave. This is not a tsunami. This is not a tidal wave. Much different from storm surge here. And there's your house right there. As we widen the picture, we're going to go to something else right now. As looking at Hurricane Irene, here's the projected track. As by the National Hurricane Center, they're not showing a Cat 3 hurricane making landfall in North Carolina. I do think it is still possible, though, as this could happen, could strengthen more over the just north of Bahama Islands, before it gets into some cooler air here. Ignore this. Alright, so then this is the projected track. Now back to this graphic real quick. As you can see, the hurricanes and sustained force winds are still spread out a lot. Now as we go to the current location here, excuse me, this is the current location right now. We can add just over Great Abaco Island, and this is not a Cat 2, it's a Cat 3. I don't know why it's saying a Cat 2 unless anything has changed. But please note, as I zoom in here, I did these red lines for a reason. Now this is showing where this bands of rainfall will set up. We're still looking at Florida being inundated with it right now. Now these red lines, these extend. This is where we're looking. Right now it's about 700 miles in width. So we're looking at all these areas in the red lines being affected with something out of this. See red lines in this area, red lines here, you have red lines here. Even this goes to 600. This is showing 600 miles width. And this, once again, before it makes landfall in the Rhode Island, Connecticut area, Long Island areas. Now this is the trough I was talking about. That's what's going to pull this thing northward, and then shortly northeastward before making landfall. Bottom line, as we go to my picture graphics here, nothing has changed in this, as aside from this bringing a little cone a little closer to Florida. Got some Florida residents a little more worried than they should be, but as I've said 4 days now, this is going to make landfall in North Carolina. I've not changed my path much. Within 25 miles, I never took it over water. I've always had confidence in this thing. Some bad confidence that you have to have in these things. Now we're looking at catastrophic impact. When I say catastrophic, if we had a Cat 3 hurricane or a Cat 2 coming in New Orleans, that would not be catastrophic, for example. But when you have a catastrophic hurricane or Cat 2 hurricane coming into New York and all these areas that don't see hurricanes and aren't built for hurricanes, it can be, and it likely will be, catastrophic. For the black areas, impact is forecast to occur, and there's your color code here. Alright, for the next graphic, this is once again likely on all these areas: power outage, beach erosion, storm surge. What I'm saying, major could be possibilities. We haven't got to calculate storm surge. There's a lot of math, so we just look over the models right now, but I may have to do the math if I'm not confident, like I'm not, on just 7 feet of storm surge. Wave heights easily 20-30 feet in these areas. That will just add to it. Going into the next graphic, this is Storm Central's rain here. As we go in, zoom in a little bit. Storm Central, Hurricane Irene precip totals, and like I was saying, 15 inches is not out of the question for these areas here. As we go to the next graphic, this once again has not changed much, aside from maybe not seeing a Cat 4. This path has just been right on target, as I have not changed it within 4 days. So this is really good, guys. That means we're gaining a lot of confidence in our forecasts. And as you can see off the beach is a Cat 2, stays a Cat 2, makes landfall around that area. That is even now where the models are putting this. As you can go to the models real quick, you're seeing landfall anywhere between these areas. But if you take the middle point, taking it right into the Connecticut, Rhode Island areas. Alright everyone, the bottom line is you need to leave if you are in the storm surge prone areas. If you don't know if you're in the storm prone areas, someone will be glad to tell you. Please ask me. I'm sure there's people you can contact. Go to your village's website, call the village. I'm sure they will be happy to let you know. If I'm sure in North Carolina, South Carolina areas, if you are in storm surge area, you would have already been evacuated or told to evacuate. Don't hesitate. He who hesitates is lost. Once again, it's going to be devastating. I have almost 100% confidence in this. Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, DC, all these areas here. Power outage likely. Storm surge in some of these areas likely. Waves 20 to 30 feet are likely. This isn't just a coastal thing. When you have a hurricane go on shore, this is the whole thing. Rainfall. Exceptional flooding could occur from this. Now, if you have sustained 100-mile-an-hour winds for 24 hours with soaking rain, and then you get to that point where trees can't take any more rain in, what do you think's gonna occur? It's common sense, people. This is devastating. All North Carolina, South Carolina, if you haven't been evacuated, you should have been boarding up today, as it's not only a threat to you, but it's a threat to other people. If you have stuff going into your house, flying through your windows, and etc. here. If you need any more information that I have not given you at this moment in time, feel free to ask. Virginia, you need to be on watch of this. 48 hours, could occur something. But South Carolina, North Carolina, if you have not evacuated, and if you think you cannot be safe during this, if you're not boarding up your house, don't bother staying. You should board up and leave. If you need anything else, Any other questions, please ask me. And thank you, everyone. Stay safe during this. I will be going live at most moments of this during Saturday into Sunday, as we're looking at around Friday afternoon. Portions of North Carolina getting it, as in the eye, and then Sunday afternoon, or excuse me, Friday. I meant Saturday, and then Sunday around into the New Jersey areas and Massachusetts. So, alright everyone, this is Matt with Storm Central. This is just a reminder, you can turn to Storm Central, centralstorm.wordpress.com. We are on the internet. The latest updates here, anything that goes live, we break it to you: earthquakes, severe weather, hurricanes. Spread the site around. It's only profiting from you on telling people on this, because this could be a serious situation.